There's a few things about your wiring that I'm going to try to enlighten you guys to and maybe get you out of doing. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be complicated. I'm going to give you an idea right now how hard it's going to be for you. Everybody make a fist with both hands. Fist with both hands. You have to put down your stuff to do this, but it's important for you to experience this. This is an experiential talk. We're going to experience stuff together. Put your right thumb up. Put your left forefinger out. Just the forefinger. There you go. Now switch. Switch back. Switch again. Speed it up. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Make it work. Some of you are going like, ah. All right, so here's some cool stuff about that real quick, which you should get a kick out of. First of all, did you need to be Elon Musk to understand what I was asking? No, it wasn't complicated. But it went against how your synapses in your head are wired right now. It was awkward. Awkward is simultaneously the barrier to learning and necessary for accelerated learning. If you don't feel awkward, you're learning at a snail's pace. Awkward is accelerated learning. And that feeling, even some of you had trouble getting your left forefinger out to begin with. But there was actually a feeling in your head. That was actually the feeling of creating a new neurosynaptic connection in your head. It was kind of a cool idea. And then switching back and forth, you're trying to fire that synapse. Now you've got some synapses that are built, you want to go to your default wiring. It's going to be hard getting out of that initially. A couple of things I'm going to share with you. It's going to be hard getting out of it. And it'll feel that awkward. As a side note, these days, since we're so much into emotional intelligence, hostage negotiation, which gets us into brain science, which is some cool stuff. Like I'm really into how do I create new neurosynaptic connections because it's necessary for my health long-term, my mental health. I personally, I've got something called Project 120. I want to live to be 120 years old. So I got to constantly be building my brain. So I'm doing wacky stuff that's good for my mind. Like here's another one that I like to do to build my mental health. Brush your teeth with your opposite hand. I'm willing to admit the first time I tried this, I had to move my head back and forth because it couldn't make it work. But then what's the point of the new neurosynaptic connections? Really awkward at first. How many times before you can do this quickly? Or any other habit? How long does it take you to build a new habit? Some of you guys know, right? How long? How long to adopt a new habit? About 3 weeks, right? Interestingly, corresponds with about 63 to 64 repetitions of engaging in a skill, but doing it right, which is why you got to do it slow at the very beginning. You got to take your time. John Foley, Blue Angel pilot, I heard him give a talk about 2 years ago, talked about how they wire a new groove into their head, a new habit in their head, because if they haven't wired the habit in their head, when they go up in the sky, Blue Angel pilots crash into each other, people die. He said about 63 to 64 repetitions. That's why if you do it a few times each day, it takes about 3 weeks to pick up a skill. So I'm going to lay some stuff on you today, but you got to try it after you get out of here. You've got to put in the reps. It's not that long, but the first few times you do it, it's going to hurt your head. And you know what? That's when you'll quit. Not knowing how close the goal is on the other side. Awkwardness is both a barrier to learning and necessary for accelerated learning.